good deal. It's always a good deal to, when the paving starts getting its wheels going, it's rewarding.
And we've had a little break in the weather, so it's helped us with patching holes, so. Unfortunately, it looks like more rain's coming in, slow us down again.
Well. Anybody else have anything for highway while he's here? The other, there was a couple on there, but I guess they decided they were not coming tonight,
Yeah, they're coming next week. No,
2 weeks.
sorry, next meeting.
Well,
Thank you.
Thank you,
nobody has
Scott.
anything for Scott, and David does, so.
Are you done with it?
Ernie, what'd you have?
Well, I got everything out of the way except for my Connex.
Mhm.
And, the two places that are within reasonable travel. The one crane is being replaced with a new one. It's under contract and they're not expecting it until sometime in the fall. And the other way to move it level without taking a chance on damaging what's inside is it's a special wrecker and it's off being repaired. And I'm only 20 foot on that little piece of property and I'm actually on part of where you guys wasn't even using. I'm not even anywhere near that. In fact, I put rock on that myself. And it's sitting there, it's not doing any harm, and I'm mowing around it, and I'm actually on the one corner. My guy that's cleaning the trees up around my trailer is knocking. Sticker trees and everything that's in there on that one corner, so. If we can just. Take it easy on moving the Connex for now. I don't intend to actually have the Connex there forever. It's just a matter of getting all my ducks in a row, because I want to get stuff out of the trailer so I can move mom's stuff into the trailer. But the process of doing that it takes time. And,
But you've got everything else moved?
yeah, the only thing is I figured somebody might complain because the guy that was trimming out the trees was burning some brush there next to the sidewalk, but he got that cleaned up too, I guess. And, like I said, I'm mowing around, I'm mowing the grass and taking care of the trees and all that stuff, so. I was,
Well, I'd think if you can keep it mowed and maybe the weeds sprayed around that until, what do you think, guys? Have him come back, see where we're at in the fall, see where you're at in the fall?
Sure.
I was talking to a friend of mine, who, in Dickory County. And he was in the situation where he had a small piece of his property was owned by the county and they temporarily used it at certain times of the year. And he said that, and it was just basically the way I suggested, sell the property to me and I give a 99-year easement or until I die, that you guys can use the property to set equipment, when you're up in the area and stuff like that. Because it's not like you guys park stuff up there forever, because it's not like you want it in the northeast corner of the county, because you can use it in much other places, but, it would,
I don't believe that spot of property's for sale right now.
no, you guys already said that, but it's one of those things where it would have made things a little easier, because what I would have done would have put, one of them, where they do the bent metal, the buildings over the Connex, and just put a building there and, close that part, that little corner off. But, and being as it would be attached to the ground, I think it would actually add to the tax base. But, you guys.
I'm not
want to sell it
I'm not in favor of selling it at this time. I can't speak for Commissioner Warner, but
No, we've already decided.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just, keep it cleaned up, come back and see us, about November, how about that, see where you're at.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Everybody else I was talking about was they're talking like $250 an hour and that's. They're talking like 6 hours, 7 hours drive time just to get here. And then the drive back plus the cost of whatever they do. And this, it's like I said, the only two places that I could find that would even touch it, they're in the process of changing equipment and replacing equipment, things like that.
Well, like we stated, just keep it mowed and the weeds down around it and come back and see us.
Yeah,
We don't have an issue right now with you, so.
yeah. And I'm only like 15, 20 foot on that one edge, and it's like I said, it's not anywhere where you guys would have parked any equipment, cause it was all mud really cause the guy, he almost buried it when he put the rock in there, when he dropped off of where the foundation was rocked in. And,
But I believe in insurance, man, we're not responsible for accidents, right? We state that, we're not responsible for accidents. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah.
Andy,
Not a lot going on. We did have a follow-up on that hazmat meeting, all the grant funding and everything's been straightened out, so we're still on target for getting that done in September. And Polis was down today. We talked about dreams that everyone has for what would improve our hazard response situation in the county. So, they're gonna be working on it for the next 2 weeks, so if anyone has projects that they think would improve our responses and mitigate situations with hazards, get with me, you know, either between now and then or this next meeting, and I'll make sure they get it all in the plan. We were able to take one off, which was the Elevate Highway 450. NDOT did that for us up there at Fred Sims.
Mhm.
Fred Sims. So I don't know whether or not it was related or not, but it's nice to be able to scratch one off the list. A lot of other things like shelters and sirens and stuff like that. We have had another siren put up at Crane Village at their expense. So, you know, little by little, everything's getting a little better, so.
Yeah.
Still on target for September, and let me know if you can think of things that I should make sure are on the list. If you have questions about what's in there, I can email you the list, so, which
Okay,
I probably will do.
Yeah.
Regular meetings, nothing else that I know of coming up. Voyage Fair, of course, Catfish Festival, not Catfish. Well, Catfish is coming up, the Godey Summer Fest. So.
it's the end of the month, isn't it?
What's that?
End of the month, Summerfest?
Yeah, Summerfest is
Weeks and Thursday.
in this month. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So we're all proceeding as usual.
All right,
All right.
Thank you, Andy.
tell Monty we said, hey,
Yeah, I talked to him a couple of days ago. He's still struggling along, but that'll happen to you. Chemo and radiation are tough things.
yeah. Yeah. Jeremy,
Just a couple quick things, I think we're teaching. Actually, right now, we should be teaching a CPR class to the sheriff's department right now. And then we just found out today that we got I think it was a $10,000 grant, for some communication equipment, radios, that thing. So that's pretty cool. Alan wrote on that and got that awarded today. Yeah.
and then did we, get anything in place for any bill retrieval or have we?
Yeah, we're I didn't bring it tonight because I was, I had reached out to a couple other counties and I hadn't heard back, but we're very interested in the TREX program. It's actually ran by the Association of Indiana Counties. They're the ones that, run that program, and then they, along with the Department of Revenue, so they work together on this program, so it's very, I would say trustworthy and
Okay.
program, but it, you know, we have to identify those accounts that would need to be collected on. And either we would send a letter or the Trex company would send a letter. We can pay them to do that. I think $3 a letter. But the person owing has to have notice, 30 days notice, and they have time to respond if they don't agree or and then once that 30 days is up, then the Trex will send the file to the Department of Revenue. And then when the person files their Indiana income taxes, and if they get a refund, then that debt is taken off that refund amount. So and then the Department of Revenue will send the money to, we have to have a Trust Indiana account. We'll send the money there, and then we can move it and deposit it into the ambulance fund to collect on some of those outstanding bills. And they said they didn't have a problem, you know, going back to 3 years. It's, you know, whatever we're allowed to do by law. So they don't have any issue with going back. And Trex charges $20 for each outstanding claim. And then the Department of Revenue charges 10%. So it's a lot lower fee than we had originally thought. So I think it's very promising. Did you have an opinion on?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, treasurer, I think she was in favor. She had minimal work. She was afraid it was gonna be a lot of extra work, so. I think all she's gonna have to do is move it from Trust Indiana to our regular break account, so.
Jeremy, does anybody ever call you and try to set up payments on any of these outstanding or?
No, if they wanna do payments, they just do it, to be honest with you. They just send me whatever they think is appropriate. I've got a couple that are paying like $100 a month. I have one lady who's paying $10 a month, but, I've never had anybody approach me about an agreement.
But we wouldn't be against that either, would we?
No.
I mean, if we're getting anything, it's better than.
Right, yep.
And I know we still do need a bad debt policy. The State Board of Accounts told us that in October. Reached out to some other counties. I haven't called anybody. I emailed and they're not responding to emails, so I'm gonna have to try harder to get in touch with some to see if we can track down a policy that we can modify.
All right. Well,
Okay.
thank you.
Yep.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Yeah.
David,
I really don't have anything for you tonight.
any update on our bridge?
No. No, nothing to report there. I would say, driving past, Brickyard Road, they got steel out there that they might actually get that thing done. In the report, Scott said, it looked like they're making good headway as far as 45%.
We've got a few bumps in the road they've hit and they're having to come back for more money. I don't really appreciate that.
Imagine that.
I mean, because at the end of it, really was the contractor that got the low bid. Was they really low bidder at this point? I mean, you know, if you get in another 60 to 100,000, I mean,
Yeah.
that can make a difference.
Yeah.
We'll let legal figure that out. All right, Michelle, like you've got several hot topics.
Yeah, these all came about today, so sorry they weren't on the original agenda. First I got an email from Michelle Carrico at SIDC that they're ready to do the submit claim number 3 for the Shoals Public Library grant in the amount of $65,465. This will be 6,000 going to SIDC and 59,465 to Shoals Public Library to pay expenses for the project. So I'd ask if you could approve the letter that they can submit a claim for that draw, and also go ahead and submit, when we get that money, go ahead and submit, we can submit payment to those, so we don't have to come back again next meeting to ask for payment, and get it done in one.
Mm-hmm.
So the, the number 3 and the number 4 also in one.
Well, this is for claim number 3, but pay application 4. So I think the Shoals Library's paid one payment without using grant money, so that's why they don't match.
Okay, and I'll make a motion, not really to approve, the library grant project, application number 4.
I'll second that.
Do I need to state the amount?
Yes, please.
65,465.
There was a motion by Aaron and a second by Retha. All in favor? Aye.
And I was asked by the judge today to bring her 2026 holidays observed by the Martin County Court. So these are the holidays she will be observing downstairs for next year. So I know we usually don't do the counties till about November, but she wanted you to have this in ample time. You won't see anything. No, Juneteenth, the county doesn't usually take off. Other than that, I don't see much that we don't already observe, but
No.
that's just for your reference, and I'll bring it back November when we do ours.
Sounds good.
Okay, thank you.
And on Friday, I think it was late Friday, we had to send out additional claim for the claims today. Want to make sure you knew it. United Healthcare for our healthcare premiums in July. Added this claim on for $95,025.03 for employee health premiums. That was a separate claims docket.
Wants to go ahead and approve that?
Yeah, better just,
Yeah.
Make a motion to approve the additional claim for United Healthcare in the amount of $95,025.03.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye. Do you all need to sign this one?
well, it was in your book, but it should. Yeah, it was on here.
Okay.
That's okay. I just want to mention it since it
Yep.
wasn't on the original claims docket. And like Jerry mentioned earlier, Eamon's got a grant, Being for Others grant. That Helen had applied for, and there's $10,166.93. And she did say there's no match on this, so. I just think it's a good idea to bring it to you guys so you know what grants are out there. Probably will need a new fund, so maybe that'll be next, well, they're just buying radios, so we'll have to talk about that, if we need a new fund or not.
Just let me know.
Mhm.
I need to know the purpose on being for others. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, it's, the Being for Others, well, Health and Wellness Foundation is a private nonprofit organization dedicated to creating culture of health and wellness for the betterment of communities in Southwest Indiana. It serves 8 counties: Du Bois, Martin, Crawford, Davis, Spencer, Perry, Pike, and Orange. And it was made possible by the affiliation between Memorial Hospital and Healthcare Center and the Deaconess Health System, so they work with that whole system and the counties for betterment grants.
Yeah, good job, Jeremy. You guys on getting that. That's
Mhm.
great.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know they put a lot of work into it, and it's been a few month process, so. And from the state comptroller's office, I got a yearly statement, covered bridge certification. So since we have no covered bridges in the county, we just we have 0, and the commissioners have to certify. So I think that's for counties that do have covered bridges, they get extra revenue for those. So we're certifying that we don't have any.
You can make that. Think you're too late. Road bridge.
We'll go ahead.
Extra money, it just
We'll
makes.
go
sense,
ahead and
right?
make a motion that we do not have any covered bridges, just so it's on our record, if you don't care.
Make a motion, we do not have any covered bridges in the county.
I will second that.
All in favor?
All right.
Believe that's all I have.
Anybody else? Ruthie, you have anything?
No, I went to the town board meeting last night and I learned a lot. I was gonna try to go to some of those because it was very interesting. Learned we didn't own our Christmas lights. I didn't know that.
I did not know that either. Well, nobody else has anything, Mary? Teresa? What?
No. Make a motion to adjourn.
Motion by Aaron,
Second,
second by Retha. Our next meeting will be here Tuesday, June 24th at 5:30. Nobody has anything else? All in favor? Aye.